ladies and gentlemen, it's me, T-Bone, from the LUNSB Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew. It's Sunday morning. It's 10:30. It's time for the Supplemental. That's right. Every Sunday morning we come to you at 10:30, and we do three things. We talk about your national days of the week. What else do we do? We do the a community, a comedy, or charity note. Something of interest that we want to tell you about. And we finish it off with This Week in History, a trivia style. Now, I have the pleasure of having the same people participating almost all of the time. Many of you, some of you, partake in this live as it happens. Others can't be bothered at 10:30 on a Sunday morning, and you watch this later and you make your comments later. So if you are kind enough to get up and be with me at 10:30 on Sunday mornings, specifically James, Jessica, who else? Who else is like a regular? Robert is usually a regular, but he works nights, so if he's not there, it's okay. And then those of you who watch it later, well, you're missing out on all the fun, okay? Make it a habit. Set your alarm. Get up and be with us at 10:30 on Sunday mornings as we do this live. I promise you, it's more better when it's live. Hey, if you live in the greater Harrisburg metropolitan area, did you know that they just opened up a Brazilian steakhouse at the Park something Mall in Lancaster? Yes. No longer do you have to drive to a different state to enjoy fine Brazilian steaks delivered to you en masse. Now you can go down to Lancaster. I thought I'd share that. This is not a paid endorsement. This is just something of interest I thought I'd share. Here we go with your national... Yes, the Park City Mall. Here we go with your national days of the week, starting with tomorrow, Domani Mañana, the 22nd of September. It's National White Chocolate Day. I still have a card to use and go back to the comedy club. Okay. When I see your comments, I read your comments, and therefore I get distracted. Every time you come in here, you're interrupting me. Wait, let me get my Jack voice down. I can do this better. And this is stuff you get in the live versus in the cut stuff. Every time you come in here, you're distracting me. You're interrupting me. You're breaking my concentration. And it will then take me time to get back to where I was. Understand? Yes, Jack Nicholson from The Shining. I loved him in that. Here we go. All right. Shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. Shake it off. Monday, September 22nd. It's National White Chocolate Day. Why's it got to be white chocolate? Because that's a nickname you get when you're the only white kid in an all-black neighborhood. You get several nicknames. White chocolate. This white chocolate. Other words I can't say. And Wonder Bread and Shadow. Shadow was the ironic one. They would call me Shadow, but I would be like the reverse shadow of their darknesses. I was the whiteness to their darknesses. But white chocolate, I got called that one a couple of times. Someone is telling me recently that white chocolate ain't chocolate. It's got the name chocolate, but the ingredients are therefore not as chocolatey and delicious and good. I don't partake in the chocolates very much, but you got some flavors. You got your dark, and then you got your normal chocolate, and then you got your white chocolate. So, do I have a favorite? I'm not a sugar racist, which sounds like a rapper name, Sugar Racist. I like the whites. I like the darks. I like the browns. I like the lights. I like chocolate. I don't care what kind of chocolate you give me. I'd like to have some nuts in my chocolate. That's always nice. Occasionally a raisin in your chocolate. That's a fun surprise. A raisin and a nut. That's when you're really knocking it out of the ballpark. But any day is a good day with a Toblerone, which, by the way, not white chocolate. Get yourself some white chocolate on Monday, September 22nd. National White Chocolate Day. Moving on. I am so parched. So parched. Tuesday, September 23rd. It's National Great American Pot Pie Day. Or too many words to say pot pie. Because as an American tradition, I believe we own pot pie. As American as apple pie, they say, but I believe we invented the pot pie. I instantly realize we did not invent the pot pie. The pot pie was invented before America was a thing. I like to believe we invented the pot pie. And, a 69-cent Maria calendar probably doesn't exist anymore, thinking about that. I'm having a lot of these thoughts immediately as I say them. But this is National Great American Pot Pie Day. So we're going to celebrate what is truly an American pot pie, because it says American pot pie. And if you make it in America, it's got to be an American pot pie. Here's my challenge to you. I challenged my in-home chef with this, and she pulled it off. And it was amazing. Pot shepherd's pie. It's a pot pie, but it's also a shepherd's pie. It's a pot shepherd's pie. And it's an amalgamation of two things I love. Shepherd's pie. I love some shepherd's pie. And pot pie. I love pot pie. And a shepherd's pie. And she put those two things together and made a shepherd's pot pie. Hey, my betrothed, can we celebrate Tuesday, September 23rd together with a National Great American Shepherd's Pot Pie? Please? That would be nice. Moving on. And I go to Pennsylvania has weird pot pie. It's more like soup. Mother-in-law made some last night. No, it's not. It can't be a pot pie and be a soup. Pot pie is Harry and David pillow dough crust. Okay. Always with the interesting commentary. I appreciate. I just have to read your commentary in between because it does tend to distract me. Here we go. Wednesday, September 24th. It's National Horchata Day, which confuses me, and I think confuses any horchata connoisseurs. Any fan of horchata is probably wondering why in the world would they have National Horchata Day in September? Traditionally, correct me if I'm wrong, this is a thing your cheap Puerto Rican friends make around Christmas as gifts. They don't make it all year, and then around Christmas they'll make up some bottles and they'll give it away at Christmas as your Christmas gift that cost them 40 cents to make. Hey, here's a horchata. Okay, thank you for the horchata. I'll put it in the refrigerator where it will stay for a very long time until it is no longer healthy to drink. I don't know why they put National Horchata Day on Wednesday, September 24th, but if you can find some, have yourself some. Remember, it's best with cinnamon. Moving on to the comments. Have to get it from a Puerto Rican in a weird bottle. Yes, that is true. The soup is actually batpay. What are you, Tagalog now? You speaking Tagalog, batpay? The batpay, this will be a fun one. Thursday, September 25th. It's National One Hit Wonder Day. I want you to think about this for 2 seconds. We'll engage the audience that is only but a few. What is your favorite one-hit wonder? I have mine. It's in my head. It's playing in my brain right now, but I can't think of the name of the group or the song. Fine Young Cannibals, I'm thinking. Fine Young Cannibals is the name of the group that sings the song. That might not be it. A Cult of Personality. I think it's by the Fine Young Cannibals. They were a one-hit wonder, but it was a really good song. And if I had to guess what my favorite one-hit wonder was, I would say Cult of Personality by the Fine Young Cannibals. And if any of that is wrong, so be it. Looking Glass Brandy. I don't know if that's an answer to the one-hit wonder question. or no. I don't know if no is an answer. You told me Jessica was in the room. Why is she not participating? Is she just waiting for the question section? Anyway, back. I don't know if I wrapped that up. I'll say this to wrap it up. Anyway, try to remember your favorite national one-hit wonder on September 25th, National One-Hit Wonder Day. A cult of personality, a cult of personality, a cult of personality. You're a fine girl. What a good wife you would be. That's just Brandy. Not Looking Glass Brandy. I thought it was just Brandy. Brandy, you're a fine girl. You're a fine girl. Yes, the sailor who is trying to steal them. It's not the Fine Young Cannibals. Then who sings it? Quickly, you must answer while we move on. Friday, September 26th. It's National Situational Awareness Day. I rarely find a national day of the week I disagree with. I've never found a national day of the week I disagree with as much as I disagree with this one. Okay? Because situational awareness is every minute of every hour of every day. Everything you do involves situational awareness. You cannot wait for the one day of the year for National Situational Awareness Day, or you will be dead. You have to be situationally aware of everything you do. Maybe on Friday, September 26th, it's a good time to remember that situational awareness is a thing you do day. Day. Robert has finally decided to join us. It was in living color. Okay, thank you. I don't remember what Fine Young Cannibals did, but I think they were also a one-hit wonder. And he's pretty insistent on Looking Glass is the band, you dolt. Yeah, I don't think calling me names is a nice thing to do. I will accept your apology, because that's not what we do, sir. I don't insult you, and if I have, I shouldn't have. Yes, here we go. Robert, you missed out on most of the national days of the week, but the one that we're discussing the most right now is National One-Hit Wonder Day, which is Thursday, September 25th. And the question, she drives me crazy. Yes, Fine Young Cannibals. That was also a one-hit wonder. Robert, again, National One-Hit Wonder Day is Thursday, September 25th, and we're curious as to what is your favorite one-hit wonder. I went with Brain freeze. I went with brain freeze. The dude looked just like you, okay? Even my wife agreed that looked like you. Milli Vanilli, funny. Moving on to September 27th. It's National Corn Beef Hash Day. Now, look, I don't know what you do on a Saturday morning for breakfast, but I do not have other obligations. My Saturday mornings for breakfast are free. I can go to the House of Waffles, to the Barrel of Crackers. I can go to any of the fine diners in my local area. Squeaky Wheel, as an example. The Squeaky Wheel is a great diner right next to the rail yard, hence the squeaky rail. Ha ha ha. And get me, I cannot be trusted with corned beef hash. I can't. Corned beef hash usually comes in a can that is about 1 pound. And you open the can and you put that in a skillet and you get that thing going. And then you taste it to make sure it's okay, you know. And then you taste a little bit more to make sure it's okay. And then you taste a little bit more, make sure it's okay. And before you know it, you barely have enough left to use for your breakfast. I can't be trusted with corned beef hash is what I'm saying. But Saturday morning, the 27th of September, I'm going to find a way to get some corned beef hash in my belly. I think all the places here have corned beef hash. I'm pretty sure. Corn hash. Ha ha. Get your head out of the gutter, loser. Not calling you a loser, but you said something earlier, so I was responding. And James, that was Mexican, did look like you. Did you ever show Jessica the picture I sent you that looks like you? Oh, community standards just popped up. Who's getting us in trouble? I'm so dry. Hold on. Sunday, September 28th. Oh my God, where did the month go? Sunday, September 28th, it's National Drink Beer Day. Or as I call it, Day. I do not drink beer excessively, but it's not above me to have a beer a day. And I do have like a beer, maybe 2. If I'm at the club, I'll have 2 beers because I'm going to be there for a long time. I'll have a beer and water, and then when those are gone, I'll have another beer and another water. And when I'm at the casino, or the adult arcade as I like to refer to it, I will have a beer and then another beer, and then I will run out of money and I will leave. Occasionally when I'm editing or something like that, instead of having water, I have a beer fridge that's full of beer and no one visits me. So I have to drink it myself. So I just grab one and I come. And every Friday I've got people donating beer to the Warno. So I get to try those beers. So yeah, I'm probably a 1 beer a day kind of person, but not every day. I don't think I have beer on Mondays. Really no reason. Oh, no. Because I'm editing the show on a Monday. It's possible I could be having a beer. But 1 or 2 beers a day, I don't think is bad. But I don't normally. I do drink beer on Sunday because I'm usually at the adult arcade. So I need to go to the adult arcade to celebrate National Drink Beer Day, Sunday, September 28th. And that is all of your national days of the week. Excuse me. In too deep, back to the hotel. I agree with the 28th. Hell yeah. All right. So that gets us caught up on National Days of the Week. We're going to go into our ComCom. As a reminder, every week we're going to tell you about a community, a comedy, or a charity event. And we tell you this with the thought process that you will assist them in doing good things. There is still the big old cash raffle going on out there. Animals Are Us is doing a big cash raffle. And all of the money that they collect during that raffle will be going to a variety of charities, animal rescue charities, in and around the greater Harrisburg metropolitan area. They are giving away a ton of prizes. They are giving away a ton of money, and they're doing it by selling these tickets. You can buy these tickets for $25 a piece or $20 if you buy 5 of them. The first place prize is $15,000. Second place will get you I can't say place this morning. Second place will get you $3,000. Third place will get you $2,000. It's a cash raffle. You can buy your tickets, and they will mail them to you. They look like this. It's done by a reputable law firm, if there ever was such a thing. Hollinger Capital Corporation and the Metzger family are the ones that sponsor it. Again, they raise a ton of money doing this fundraiser, and they disperse it to a wide variety of animal rescues in and around the greater Harrisburg metropolitan area. If you can support them, please do. Look them up on the internets there at animals-r-us.org. Animalsrus.org. Buy your tickets in advance. The drawing is October 18th. You are donating money to a good cause with the possibility of possibly receiving it back many times over, right? So you give money to be a good and fruitful and charitable person, and also with the idea that maybe one day it comes back to you. This could be that day. The drawing is at Snappers on October the 8th. That's a great day to have a beer. Heard the Four Homer Show was apocalyptic. Ha 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 ha! Rogers joined us just in time. I got all my favorite people here just in time for This Week in History, trivia style. We'll get to it after this sip. There was not a lot there. I have a lot of fear. The show is being done without me. The girls are doing the show without me, and it's driving me crazy. Long blonde hair. All right, here we go. Let's get it started with This Week in History, trivia style. Question number 1, September 22nd, 1862. Abraham Lincoln issued which famous proclamation? Your multiple choice answers are as follows: the Homestead Act, the Emancipation Proclamation, the Gettysburg Address, or the Reconstruction Act. Those are your 4 choices to choose from. On September 22nd, 1862, Abraham Lincoln issued what famous proclamation? I'm going to tell you right now, my answer is going to be in the clue, or in the question in the multiple choice options. The Emancipation Proclamation. It asks, what famous proclamation did he make? I know the Emancipation Proclamation is a famous one, and the word proclamation is in the title. So I have chosen to go with that. Roger's gone with that. James has gone with that. Robert's gone with that. We're all going with that. Jessica, I assume, is also going with that. And Mr. Taney, forever the expert on all things Gettysburg, has added that the Gettysburg Address was on November 19th. His birthday. Oh, you were freed from your mama. Stop. On September 23rd, 1846, astronomers discovered what planet? You got 4 planets to choose from, and all of these sound very familiar, which is upsetting to me. Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, or Saturn. September 23rd, 1846, astronomers discovered what planet? Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, or Saturn. I have my answer. I'm going to let you put in your answers before I give you mine. I don't want you cheating off my test every time. But I'm going to go with this one. What are you going to go with? Robert is going with Pluto. It was a Pluto. Well, it's really not a planet anymore, Pluto. Neptune, because chat likes to recycle answers. Pluto is not a planet. Pluto is a planet. Just ask the Plutonians. Jessica's going with Neptune. And just because I love to say it, I'm going with Uranus. No, I don't want to get it wrong. I believe the answer is Neptune. So we got some Neptunes, we got some Plutos. Moving on to question number 3. On September 24th, 1789, the U.S. Congress passed which landmark law establishing the federal judiciary? September 24th, 1789, the U.S. Congress passed which landmark law establishing the federal judiciary? Was it the Judiciary Act? 1789 here. Was it the Bill of Rights? Was it Habeas Corpus Act? Or was it the Articles of Confederation? Quickly going back to our last question about whether Pluto is or is not a planet, it doesn't matter what it is or is not currently. It was, at one point in time, it was identified it was a planet, so therefore it can be correct, even though it was later downsized to a dwarf. All right. James says Bill of Rights. Robert says Miranda. He's wrong. Again, U.S. Congress passed what landmark law establishing the federal judiciary? I have my answer. Robert's going with the Articles of Confederation. I think that is correct, that it's not the Bill of Rights, as James says and as Roger says. I know what the Bill of Rights are. And, ooh, man, I don't know. I'm going to stick with the Articles of Confederation. Jessica, probably the smartest one in the room, she's going with the Articles of Confederation. See what happens when you play along on your own account? I could say nice things about you and still be mean to your husband. Mr. Taney, changing his answer as he often does, goes with the Articles of Confederation. Again, you keep your own score. If you get this right based on you changing your answer, you should get an asterisk, because all of us have already answered. So you should definitely get an asterisk, if nothing at all. September 25th, 1513. Put your thinking caps on for this one, big boys and ladies. September 25th, 1513, the Spanish explorer Vasco Núñez de Balboa became the first European to see what ocean? September 25th, 1513, Spanish explorer Vasco Núñez de Balboa became the first European to see what ocean? Well, when it comes to your multiple choice answers, I can tell you they're all oceans. You got the Atlantic, the Indian, the Pacific, and the Arctic. Which one was it? I am going to choose, James is going with Indian. I'm going to choose the one that has a hospital named after him on its coast. Roger is going with Pacific. I am also going with Pacific. Robert is going with Indian. And Jessica, we'll wait for your answer. Navy Medical Center Balboa is located in San Diego. So why would you name it that if it wasn't the Pacific Ocean? I'm going with Pacific. Jessica's going with Pacific. She's killing it today, I believe. September 26th, 1960. The first televised U.S. presidential debate took place between what two candidates? And if you don't know the answer to this question, here's a little backstory for you. The candidate who was in the lead, who was going to win the presidency, did the first televised debate with this other dude who didn't really show him up, but on camera, the person who was going to win did not do very well. Roger is going to go with Kennedy and the other guy, and that's a half a point. Here are your options. Was it Truman and Dewey, Eisenhower and Stevenson, Kennedy and Nixon, or Carter and Reagan? Out of those presidential mashups, which of them did the first television debate? I don't want dead air. I don't want dead air. And I'm parched. So the only answer I got right now is Kennedy and the other guy. There we go. Kennedy and Nixon. James pops in. Robert goes with Eisenhower, and that's a family tradition because of Dwight and David. Jessica goes with Kennedy and Nixon, and I also go with the only correct answer. John Fitzgerald Kennedy and Robert Milhouse Nixon. I just did. On September 27th, 1825, the first public railway to use steam locomotives opened in England. What was it called? September 27th, 1825, the first public railway to use steam locomotives opened in jolly old England. What was it called? Your options are the Great Western Railway, the Stockton and Darlington Railway, the London and Northern Western Railway, or the Flying Scotsman Line. Kind of like somebody's nickname is the big guy. We all know. Tranny is a funny answer, Robert. The train station, duh. Again, your options for the first steam locomotive opening in England. What was it called? The Great Western Railway? The Stockton and Darlington Railway, the London and Northwestern Railway, or the Flying Scotsman Line. The Hogwarts Express is Roger's question, which is funny. The London and Northern Western Railway is Robert's answer. The Scotsman, I believe, is Roger's answer. I am also thinking it's the Flying Scotsman. They have a flair for the panache there in England. And jolly old England, they say. Somebody gave you a thumbs up. Who did that? Robert. Stockton and Darlington? Question mark? Okay, but you could be right. And James goes with the Great Western. Final question of the week. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming out. You know, I get up every Sunday morning in the anticipation of just bringing a little laughter to the world, and you're there, and I enjoy that. So thank you. In the name of the train, but I had one. All right. Final question, September 28th, 1928. Alexander Fleming discovered which groundbreaking medical treatment? What groundbreaking medical treatment is Alexander Fleming known for discovering on September 28th, 1928? Did he... Oh, is he the guy? I think he's the guy. Did he discover penicillin, insulin, morphine, or anesthesia? Grave digging. Hilarious. Alexander Fleming, what did he discover? Was it what groundbreaking medical treatment did he discover? Was it penicillin, insulin, morphine, or anesthesia? And if he's the guy that I think he is, after the show, look him up. Because I got a lot of answers popping in. I'll get it. Cough drops. Hilaire. So funny. So funny. Grave digging. Funny. Anesthesia. Penicillin. Anesthesia again. For those. And morphine are all the answers that I've received so far. Okay. Anesthesia from Roger. Penicillin from Jessica. Anesthesia from Robert. Morphine from James. I am also going to go with anesthesia. He discovers it by accident. And then he experiments with it, James, with morphine. Okay. Lewis Hamilton. Really? Really? You had to bring that in? You had to bring that in? I hate you, James. I hate you so much. Check out Alexander Fleming. If he is the guy that discovered anesthesia, check out his story. Spoiler alert, it doesn't end well. And I just got the old TikTok, prove to us you're still alive thing. Done. Now, let's ask ChatGPT for the answers. Answers, please. Answers, please. Question number 1 was the Emancipation Proclamation. Question number 2. What the freak? What was the second question? The second question is not the second answer. Please give me the correct answers to this week's questions. Things you shouldn't have to do with AI. Question number 2 is not the question number 2 above. It's just so daggone frustrating. Here's what I could tell you. All right. AI couldn't go, even AI couldn't go 7 for 7. Question number 1 was the Emancipation Proclamation. Question number 2 has nothing to do with anything that we were talking about. Question number 3 had nothing to do with what we were talking about. Question number 4, Vasco Núñez de Balboa did cross Panama and became the first European to see the Pacific Ocean. So we all got that one right. Question number 5, not us. Question number 6, not us. Question number 7, penicillin. So you don't have to look him up. Emancipation, all right. Now it's got us the correct answers. Emancipation Proclamation, Neptune, the Judiciary Act, the Pacific, Kennedy and Nixon, the Stockton and Darlington Railway, great job, Jessica, and penicillin. Those are the answers for this week's In History, trivia style. I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 out of 7. You know what? I'll take that as a win. That is buying a lottery ticket worthy. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you once again for playing along and having a good time with me on Sunday mornings. I remind you today, as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you can be. And if you're a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow. Don't forget you are loved, is what Chick Brew would say if she was here. And with that being said, LUNSB. I have to do that like this. LUNSB.